Hi, welcome back. In the last section, we went through some examples of the grep command to understand the regular expressions. Those were regular expressions, very basic of them. Now we will go through similar things. We will go through those regular expressions maybe one more time, some variations of that. But we will also discuss the topic of I/O redirection, input-output redirection. So let me open up the file. Now let me go through how do you capture the output of a Unix command and maybe send it to a file. The correct word that I should be using here is the std out. Output of a Unix command is kind of a standard English word. So it is done using this. You type any command, let us say ls -l, and then you put either 1 greater than and the name of the file, or 1 greater than is not also required. So this is how you capture the standard out of a ls-l command and redirect that to a file named a.txt. I think all of us, we know all this stuff. Similarly, if I say how do you capture the error of a Unix command, so Unix command can send a standard out, that is the output, to a virtual file called as a standard out, and the errors of the same Unix command will be sent to a file called as stderr, that is the standard error, which is also a kind of a virtual file. And let us say if I type a command with some kind of error, that will be, let us say ls minus lowercase z, that will be sent to, and that is 2 greater than, will be sent to b.txt. So this is how you capture the error, which is the standard error of a command, and send it to a file. This is how you capture the standard out. So I think those were pretty basic things. How do you capture the standard error as well as the standard out? And that is something which is little tricky. If you type the command, let us say the command is cmd, then you first capture the standard out, let us say a.txt, and then you type this syntax. It means what is happening, the standard error is going to a file which is having a descriptor of 1, and descriptor of 1 means the standard out, and finally eventually the standard out is eventually going to a.txt. So it's like this. You have to read it like this to understand that the standard error is being redirected to standard out, and then all of that which is collected in the standard out file is now redirected to a file called as a.txt. So this is how you capture both standard out as well as standard error and send it to one file called as a.txt. And then the next thing is, how do you read from a standard in? Let us say there is a command called as wc-l. I want to read it from a file etc password. So this time, this is how you read from the standard in. So this file, etc password file, is redirected to a virtual file called as stdin, and then wc-l is actually reading from that stdin file, which is the standard in file. So this is how you read from the standard in. There are not too many commands who will be reading from standard in, but quite a few of them. For example, grep, sort, awk, sed, all those commands will be able to read from the standard in. And what is the purpose of the pipe? A pipe is basically going to capture a output of a command. So let us say I have a command 1 here, output of a command, and it is going to send it to the second command on the right hand side of the pipe. So on the left hand side of the pipe there is one command, and on the right hand side there is another command. So the standard out of this will be redirected to the standard in of this command. So this command will be reading from the output of this. So it's as simple as that. So with the kind of knowledge of this, we are going to now solve some examples, and I think I will stop here now, otherwise the video will become too big, because I have quite a few examples here, around 8 different examples, and we'll solve them in our next section. So just memorize that this is a little tricky part. How do you capture the standard out as well as the standard error of any Unix command and redirect it to one file? So I will see you in the next video now.